Good evening, everybody. ClassicGamePhreak here. This is the pre-E3 edition of my YouTube channel, of my YouTube videos. So with that, this is all about E3, talking kind of quickly about predictions from what I've read. Tomorrow is going to be the press conferences for Microsoft, for Electronic Arts, for Ubisoft, and then for Sony, and then Tuesday's Nintendo. So a lot of big things coming up this year. It's been a very interesting year, and I'm fired up to see what is going to happen. As I said, this is just stuff I've read, stuff I've heard, and so I mean, take it all, however you want. It's all hearsay. I really think that this year is going to be big for this here, for the Vita, and with good reason. It really does need to be a big year for this. So I'll get to that here in a bit. I have here a list of different things I've printed up, and this is going to show. This is just a few things that, I've seen, and I'm going to go down the list here. First off, starting out, Microsoft has theirs, I think, at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's not much going on in the Microsoft world. They just announced one title that's a big Microsoft hit, but that's, first off, let's state the obvious. It's going to be the year of Halo 4. Okay, Halo 4 is coming out. Master Chief gets to come out again and play after ODST and Reach, which I'm not a big Halo fan. So, I mean, to everybody who likes Halo, great. Hey, congratulations, you got another one coming out. The big game in Microsoft's canon that I'm excited about, that, once I heard it was confirmed, I exploded in excitement. I'm talking about Gears of War, the new Gears of War. When they first showed the Game Informer with the shadow of the character in handcuffs, I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. I knew this wasn't going to be a sequel to Gears of War 3, that I knew it was going to be a prequel. I was hoping that it had something to do with the Pendulum Wars. So, seeing that, then seeing Cole and Baird, both young and so on, I was blown away. So, yeah, my cat's actually almost beating down the door to get in here. So, with that, I think Microsoft is going to try to push the Kinect even more. They did that last year, and the Kinect, it's subpar. I mean, I didn't expect much from the Kinect in the first place, and to actually own one and play a lot of the crappy games, it's pathetic. Even seeing the Star Wars game, the Star Wars Kinect, I have friends who played it one time just to see what it was, played a little bit of it, sat it down and said, this game's crap. They went in and bought the R2-D2 Xbox, and since they had the Star Wars, they might as well play it. Well, it's crap. I've played it. It's horrible. Okay, fine. Get that out of the system. With Windows 8 on the horizon, I get the feeling that they're going to be talking about a lot of Windows 8 integration into the system, into Xbox, and to coincide with, Windows 8 coming out, and, I think that's going to be a big deal for them, because this is the new operating system and everything, which, to us as gamers, I mean, what does that really mean? I know I hate when new Windows comes out on the computer, because you could end up with Windows ME or Windows Vista. It's going to be the next version that's just going to be crap. Don't get me wrong, I like Windows 7. It's decent. But, yeah. So, it's not going to be a very strong year for Microsoft. I really don't think it's going to be a strong year for Microsoft. I could be wrong. Microsoft can come out on top of all this, come away from E3 as the big winner out of the three companies. time will tell. We just gotta wait and see. So, with that being said, that's all I really have to say about Microsoft. Sony, as I said, big year, okay? They just released this thing. I think we're already going to see a price cut on these. For $300 for the 3G model, and then $250 for the Wi-Fi model, that's a bit pricey. Even for me, this was rough to get. If it, like in one of my old videos I said, if it wasn't for my wife going and winning a little bit at the casino, I wouldn't probably have this right now. So I am glad to have it. See, Sony just had their first-person shooter on there, Resistance: Burning Skies. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Take it for what it is. You can play multiplayer, first-person shooter. What's not to love? You know, I mean, it's an okay game. Don't get me wrong. It's no 10. So, you know, just it's a good first-person shooter, multiplayer. So they need something to go get a little bit deeper in the first-person shooter genre. Bring the Vita to new heights. So, big year, and most of what I have to say about Sony does revolve around the Vita, because this is their new toy. So I think the PS3 is going to get neglected a little bit. Okay, we'll see. They have some good games coming out. I think we're going to see one of 3 big titles, maybe all 3, I don't know, come get announced for the Vita, and I'm talking about the Call of Duty series. If they announce a Call of Duty for the Vita, American sales are going to skyrocket on this thing. So, you know, it would be smart for Sony or for a company working with Sony to make a Call of Duty. You know, if Infinity Ward or Treyarch make a Call of Duty for this, they're going to bank, because there's a lot of people playing Call of Duty. I don't play Call of Duty normally, but I would pick it up for the Vita. I love on-the-fly gaming these days. So there's that. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto would be huge on this. I mean, look what happened with Liberty City Stories or Vice City Stories on the PSP. Huge, phenomenal hit. And then Chinatown Wars, they bank every time. It's gold. So they'd be stupid not to bring that out or call for it. Liberty City Stories was early in the PSP's life, so a new Grand Theft Auto would be terrific. I know that they've announced Ascension, but God of War, seriously, they could announce it. That would be huge. That'd be a huge hit. So yeah. Also, Ken Levine of BioShock, David Cage, who's made Heavy Rain, they've talked about their interest in the Vita and how it could get lifted to greatness. So they could be making games for it. David Cage with Quantic Dream, not so much. I don't see that happening too soon. They take their time to turn out a good game. So Ken Levine, I could see BioShock developers making a Vita title quickly. Not to mention, last E3, he talked about on stage about how he loved the idea of the Vita and to bring BioShock to it. Let's see. Hideo Kojima has also talked about his interest in the Vita, and he has a new IP coming out, so he could be announcing that new IP for the Vita. That would be cool. That would be real cool. I can see it happening, but there's a big chance that it won't. So let's see what happens with that. I am waiting, and I fully expect this through E3, is a release date for Little Big Planet on the Vita. This would be big because this game is so massive, not to mention being able to take all the levels that currently exist on Little Big Planet 1 and 2, putting them onto the Vita, and then adding the touch functions, everything that goes along with the Vita to this game. They need to bring this game out pronto. I think we'll see a release date on the Little Big Planet game on the Vita. So, yeah. Also being announced for the Vita, I have no doubt, and I've been reading a lot about this, but the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, no doubt, will be announced for the Vita. There's been too many tweets from too many people involved with PlayStation and Sony. Yeah, it's going to get announced. But the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, man, I don't know what to think about this game. I'm hearing a lot of bad... I mean, I've heard some bad about it. I guess, for me, the proof will be in the pudding. I'll have to see a demo. I'll have to play a demo before I even consider buying it. We'll see what happens. I would love for it to be good, but I think it's still just off the coattails of Super Smash Brothers. So, anyway, on to Nintendo. I just don't like Nintendo anymore, so I haven't really followed much news with them. The Wii U's gonna get a release date. I don't doubt it. They'll probably make a tiny another little tweak to the big ass controller that you get for it. I don't see much going on with Nintendo, not unless they bring out 20 more Mario games, you know, and throw that on the Wii U. I don't know. We'll see what happens, and I've been saying that a lot because I'm real curious. The Wii U still underpowered compared to the graphical specs I've been hearing rumored for the Xbox and the PS, the new PlayStation. You know, to be quite honest, speaking of new systems, I really don't know if we'll hear of new Microsoft or Sony systems this E3. To me, it seems like it's a 50-50 chance. So, I mean, it's been weird because the news has kind of died down here in the past few weeks about it. The rumor mill was just churning a few weeks ago about, you know, can't buy used games, or is it going to be just you know, downloadable content and no physical copies of the games and so on. So I would be happy if we didn't hear of new consoles from them. So yeah. So hopefully we don't hear of new consoles this time around. Wait one more year. These systems are still churning out great games, and I mean, they're getting cheap enough for everybody to buy them. But you see, that right there too is telling me they're going to announce something new. And then the 3DS, I'm sitting here thinking, what are they going to do? Add another add-on? Are they going to add on the analog, or new analog stick to the other analog stick for 3 analog sticks? I hate Nintendo. Oh my god, I used to love Nintendo up until after the Nintendo 64. I want to have faith in them again, but after the Wii, I've had 2 Wiis since it came out, and the first one was a gift to an ex-girlfriend, and the last one I had, I sold. I just simply hated the system. So, yeah, they just churn out too many games for it, and none of them are good. You know, you may enjoy Mario and everything. We are so, Mario is like the first-person shooter genre. There's just too many of them coming out, and it's like, why do I want to play all of them? So, yeah. And then the last thing I want to say, what I want to see this E3 seriously is Half-Life 3. It's about time we heard of that. It's about time we continue on from 2. It's about time. It's been years since we've had a Half-Life. So there's my predictions, I guess. Like I said, take them for what it is. You know, go ahead and keep the hate comments down to a minimum about me, what I had to say about Nintendo. I mean, seriously. You know, thumb down if you want. That's just me. I mean, I'm still sitting here saying Nintendo could steal the show this year, okay? But they need to start stepping their game up. They need to start bringing the hardware. They need to start allowing you to do more with the system. I mean, come on. Even the Wii U or the Wii does not allow you to watch movies. You know, it's about time even Nintendo got into the movie game and let us watch the movies on their system. Yes, they allow Netflix, but still, you know, people still have DVDs. And what about Blu-ray? You know, I mean, we need to see that. We need to see Nintendo take that step forward with their hardware. They need to push the limit, and they need to allow more third party companies come in and develop for their system. They could really pick it up, but the hardcore gamers still prefer Xbox, PlayStation over Nintendo because that's where the hard-hitting titles are. So Nintendo just needs to step it up. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Let's see what happens this year in E3. Also, tomorrow I'm actually starting that experiment I mentioned. So I'll be starting documenting tomorrow, and in a month I should have a new video regarding that. So that's exciting to me. So anyway, enjoy E3. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what we get. Talk to you later.